I'm not a savior. It's just my duty.
So this has been Let's Play Resident Evil Outbreak. A great game. Sadly, these credits will trail on for too long for one video, but alas, we might add them into this one. So then, review time. As a game as a whole, it's really fun. It did have that online element to it, but sadly it got removed when we turned off all the servers. Sucks. Which did ruin the game a lot because, let's face it, it was best when it was online, when you didn't have to go around with party members who refused to take daylight, who refused to do their duty, who died in the face of adversary. But we will stop talking about Yoko now. She made her mistake and she paid for it. But the other characters were all great. Kevin, he was brilliant. He did his duty. He got the base. He allowed us all to live. And he did it with style. With his one-shotting handgun. Next we will talk about Mark. Mark, we didn't see him for very long, but he did help us. Albeit not much. He tried saving his mate at the beginning, but to no avail. We did not play as Mark. Why? Just because I didn't. Next up would be Jim. Jim. He got himself killed because he tried to tackle the large leech. He was quite a fool, and he turned into a leech man for it. I say he deserved that fate. Next up would be George. George got out of there. He was in the hospital, and he was at the end. He got out with daylight, and he shot daylight into the face of Thanatos. For a doctor, he is a badass doctor. Next would be David. David, who originally hated Alyssa, got along well with her, and didn't try killing her this time. They escaped when Yoko failed, and he was very useful with Helga. Next would be Alyssa. Alyssa was the master of unlocking. She stuck to that role well, stealing everything of value from a burning hotel, and getting out with her life, because she earned it. Then we have Yoko. Yoko didn't do her duty. She was not like Kevin. However, we shall remember her for below freezing point, when we played as her and she was a useful Umbrella employee, because she didn't need to go down to the moth room, she had the code already. And finally, Cindy. Cindy has many redeeming qualities. Being the first character we played was one, healing me was a great second, and generally being George's girlfriend was an epic third, because George is the best doctor ever, and only the best doctors get the best girls. So yes, that is all of the characters. They have all been useful, except for Jim, because even Yoko was useful in one chapter. Jim was just not useful. You wonder why I didn't play as Jim? I'm sorry, but he's just not good. I know he does have quality to his features, but not when I play him, and not when he's with me. So, as a whole, it's been a great game. What to really say about it? It's like all the other Resident Evil games. It has the good points, and it has the bad points. Survivor. But as a whole, it was very nice. Only being able to take 4 things at a time was a little bit of a hassle, but when you had 3 people, and one of them generally Yoko, it was quite good, because you could take a lot more. Now then, the one thing that I know a lot of you will be complaining about, yes, it is curing the T-virus. But alas, if we didn't cure the T-virus, all of our characters would have died, with the zombie chopper ending. We didn't really want that. We played the characters, we got used to the characters, we even got used to Yoko. We didn't get used to Jimbo, that's why we didn't keep him. But the other characters, they grew to us. We didn't want them to die. We wanted to cure them of that T-virus, so that they could live. And in the end, that makes it good. Alas, that is about all there is to talk about it. I would have shown you online if I could, but we just can't play online anymore. The Japanese servers, I think, have recently been turned off, and the European servers got turned off several years ago. If they do make a 3rd version of the game, a Volume 3, that would be good, because then we could have more online gameplay. But I don't know if they're going to do it or not. And also, yeah, since I mentioned Volume 3, there is Volume 2 of this game. Resident Evil Outbreak Volume 2. Well, File 2 it's called. I personally do not like it as much as File 1. File 1 is far more entertaining, but, alas, it is still an okay game. It has a good ending, which redeems the rest of the game, and we are on to the special thanks now. Yes, I have been talking over the music of this, but it's the same music that was on at the start of the game. I was quiet for it then. And alas, it is my duty to talk over the credits as a Let's Player, something I do not like doing because I suck at reviewing games. I have hardly ever reviewed this game, have I? All I've done is talked about the characters, haven't actually talked about the gameplay or anything. Well, it's the end of the credits now, so tough. Let's face it, nobody wanted to hear me try and review anyway. The game is great, and we shall just leave it at that. Presented by Capcom. Of course, because if anyone else did, they would be sued. Oh, what's this? Wait, is that an umbrella thing on there?
Hurry up. You only have 15 minutes left to get out of there.
What's Umbrella doing? Is that Raccoon City? Huh.
Here are today's results. It's been 6 months, but the number's still the same. There's no way people could sustain life there.
Not humans. No.
Sir,
What
there's
are
a
you
call for
planning?
you from the head office.
Put it through.
We'll start at noon, as scheduled. Is everything ready?
Yes. We'll be dropping 2 for each, beginning with sample T4. The rest will follow at 15-minute intervals.
Familiar voice man on the phone there. Where are they? Is that the remains of Raccoon City? Oh jeez, Umbrella really haven't learned their lesson, have they? Keep out infectious waste danger. Oh, Umbrella and your lies. While bending in the truth. So yes, Umbrella have not learned their lesson, and they are still trying to develop a virus. But this is the end of Let's Play Resident Evil Outbreak. It has been great, and now it is over. I might do extra videos, and I might not. Farewell, Colts and Fillies.